I've taken my first steps in Rust on the Pico 2 and I liked what I saw. Through that video I started a conversation with Jonathan Pallant, one of the leaders in the RPRS HAL. He kindly offered some time for a fireside chat about Rust. Hi, I'm John, your concierge to the world of the Raspberry Pi Pico, Pico 2, robotics, IoT and other fun tech. Remember to subscribe and join the community. This is my 3-minute summary video. Trimming a 30-minute interview to 3 minutes is hard, so this is a bit longer than usual. If you have not time, why not check out the full video? Hi, Jonathan. Thank you very much for joining me on the show today.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. Great to be here.
For those of my audience who haven't come across you, or can you give us a bit of an intro to who you are?
Sure. So, yeah, my name is Jonathan Pallant. I'm a full-time Rust trainer and developer at FreeRTOS Systems. One of the things we produce is a qualified Rust toolchain. So that then allows people to use Rust for safety critical systems, automotive, industrial, medical, that kind of thing. So when I'm not working on that toolchain, I teach Rust professionally. So running training courses for people, we tend to do those over Zoom. And then I have a lot of, embedded hobbies, which I do in Rust. So yeah, sometimes it feels like Rust all day long.
So I came to hear about you when you popped up as an author for the RP2350's HAL. After my review on Rust on the channel, looking at it from the Pico 2. How long have you been in this Rust world? I know that you were on the Rust Leadership Council, so I presume you've got all of the grey hairs from this.
Yeah, it's been quite the wild ride. So I think 2017. So not at Rust 1.0, but a few releases in, I was introduced to the language by a colleague, and I've been an embedded C developer for a long time. Gosh, I mean, I've been programming professionally for at least 20 years at this point. So around 2018, I helped co-found the Rust Embedded Devices Working Group. There were a bunch of us kind of experimenting with the state of the art in Rust on microcontrollers. We got together and we said, well, we need to kind of build some abstraction layers and build some standardization so that people can come and use Rust on microcontrollers. We think it's a good idea. We'd like more people to do it, but we're going to need to put some things in place. We're going to get some compiler changes made so that can happen. And then, the RP2040 thing was kind of interesting. As if I don't have enough to do, at one point I was the town mayor of St Ives, where I live. So I was on the town council, local government, and the town councillors pick someone to be mayor every year, and I drew the short straw, and I was the mayor of St Ives, and it was during COVID. So we didn't really get to do a lot of like charity balls or Christmas dinners or cutting ribbons, kissing babies, any of that kind of stuff. It was a very different time. So a lot of meetings on Zoom, and I wanted to make some money for charity. I thought, well, I can't do events. And then the RP2040 appeared just sort of out of nowhere. I thought, well, this is fascinating. Dual M0 plus cores. Seems like they've designed a bunch of peripherals themselves. I wonder if I can run Rust on that. I've been running Rust on lots of other ARM microcontrollers. It's kind of a fun thing to do. Say, here's a new chip. How can we get Rust going? So I did a charity live stream. I made a few £100, and within about 5 hours from never looking at the chip, never opening the datasheet to, we had a blinking LED running in Rust.
So what would be your advice to someone getting started in the world of embedded development with Rust? Where should they start, and how do you get into it?
I think a great place to start is a place called the Awesome Embedded Rust List, which is kind of a curated list of Rust crates for various different bits of hardware. So I don't know about you, but certainly I have a little box of sort of project PCBs that I keep buying and think I'll do something with that. And then that day may or may not come around. Just grab a thing you've got in a box and look at it and go, oh, it's an Adafruit TFT LCD, or it's a Bosch CO2 sensor, or whatever it happens to be. Go and have a look at the Awesome Embedded Rust list and see if someone's already written a driver for it. You can also search on the Rust package repository, crates.io. And if a driver exists for it, then great. You can just start to, wire some stuff up on a breadboard, I2C or SPI, whatever it happens to be. Yeah, pick a development board you've got kicking around. You might have ST micronucleo boards, discovery boards. You might have boards from Nordic. The NRF52 is quite popular. Loads of boards, great Rust support. The Raspberry Pi Pico or the Pico 2 would work fine. Drop them in a breadboard, wire it up, and then sort of assemble all the crates. I actually I went down to Bucharest in Romania to see some university students there who were learning embedded Rust as part of their degree. So they're learning embedded systems. They haven't learned C. They've just gone straight into doing embedded systems in Rust. And I went down to judge some of the projects they'd been working on, and they'd basically done exactly that. They'd learned just enough Rust to be dangerous. They'd gone online to the package repository and gone, well, I have one of those screens and there's the driver. So they've downloaded it, they've downloaded this, and they've assembled it together. And not all of them worked, but a lot of them had a lot of great success, some really fascinating projects. So that really is kind of a great way to start. Just kind of grab these excellent resources that are available online, have a look at the awesome embedded Rust page. There's also a couple of books written by the Embedded Devices Working Group, completely free of charge online. So go and look up the Rust Embedded book. That's also a great place to start. Loads of great resources, so there's no excuse.
Brilliant. I will try and find the links and make sure that they're in the description of the video. So thank you very much. Jonathan, it has been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I feel I've learned so much. So that's really, really great. And I'm sure everyone else listening to this has as well. So thank you very much for your time today. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, no, it's been wonderful. Really enjoyed it. Thank you.
I really enjoyed chatting to Jonathan and got some amazing insights. I certainly will be putting some of this to use in some of my future Rust projects. Stay tuned to see what I get up to. If you like this video and it helps your learning or projects, then why not drop me a cash tip using that super thanks button below the video, or the other payment options in the description. Remember, I'm saving these up to get myself to the open source conference in San Francisco next year, and I'd appreciate your help in getting me there, and I hope to see you there too. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next video. Bye bye for now.